Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you a new series. What if Naruto became the 6th Hokage after defeating Pain? Part 1. Go ahead and check it out in the description for yourself if you want to guys, and enjoy. Link will be down there. And also if you enjoyed and want to see part 2, go ahead and comment part 2 and I'll be posting as soon as possible. And also stay tuned for the rest of the series coming over Anime King and Anime King 3. If you're new to the channel, yes, you heard that correctly. You're not mistaken. I indeed have 3 channels, Anime King 2, Anime King 3. And I post what on them every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support, and yeah, without further ado, what do you say begin this new episode? Start the intro. Naruto breathed in and out, as he was mentally and physically exhausted after the 2 battles that he had undergone today. If it wasn't for his father, the 4th Hokage, he would have unleashed 9 tails, fully, in an attempt to defeat Pain. He could still remember Hinata, lying on the ground in a pool of her own blood, and he lost it. He really hoped that she was okay. He placed his hand against the bark of a tree as he breathed in and out, as he settled himself, taking deep breaths, before he started to walk again. His talk with Nagato itself was one of the toughest conversations he ever went through. He had wanted to kill Nagato so badly, he was shaking visibly when facing him, but he couldn't do it. It wouldn't have been what Jiraiya would have wanted. Naruto had done the impossible, and he managed to convince Nagato to change his mind. Now, Nagato had entrusted the future of the world to him. He had to find a way to bring peace to the world, even if it's just for a short time. As Naruto came to a stop, as he placed his hand on another tree, as he was exhausted, as he started to walk again, but his body gave out, as he started to fall, only for him to be caught. He looked up to see Kakashi and Hinata. Kakashi-sensei, Hinata-chan, when Lady Katsuya informed us that you defeated Pain and you were confronting the person behind Pain, she also said that you were exhausted, so I let Hinata here lead me to you. You did good, Naruto, said Kakashi with an eye smile. Hinata's breath was caught in her throat as she looked at Naruto, who gave her a smile, even though he looked tired. I'm glad that you're alright, Hinata-chan, he said. She blushed as she forced herself to stay conscious. Thank you, Naruto-kun. Thank God you're okay, she said. Naruto smiled as Kakashi carried him the rest of the way, as Hinata walked next to them. He was surprised when he arrived to see the entirety of Konoha waiting for him. Welcome back, Naruto. We believed in you. You're a hero, Naruto. Welcome back home. Thank you. Those were the shouts that Naruto was hearing, as Naruto blinked as he showered praises onto him. They've all been waiting for you, Naruto, said Kakashi, as Kakashi eyes smiled as he thought about the first thing that Naruto said when they met. His dream. My dream is to become greater than all the other Hokages, and I'll make everyone acknowledge me, as he let his student down, as everyone was screaming and celebrating in joy, as the people started to bombard him, congratulating him, and patting him on the back. I told him everything that happened, the slug said, poking out. Hey, are you okay? Is he hurt? Hey, no shoving, said Naruto as they started to swarm him from all angles, as Sakura slowly made her way to Naruto, as Hinata wiped her eye, seeing a tear slipping away. Sakura-chan, said Naruto, with a smile. Always so reckless, dummy, as she punched him, before pulling him to a hug. Thank you, she said. Sakura glanced towards Hinata, who was standing there. She had a smile on her face as they broke the hug, as Sakura moved forward, not before nudging Hinata a bit, making her trip right over to Naruto as Naruto caught her, as Hinata turned beet red. Sakura smiled. You risked your life to save him, and contributed to his victory, Sakura thought, as she stood next to her sensei, as Naruto and Hinata blinked as they looked at each other, as he straightened her back up, as she was so red, she looked like she was about to burst. Naruto was then picked up as he was tossed up in the air over and over again. On the outskirts, Zetsu looked over the scene in shock. I never thought Pain would be defeated. We better go tell Madara. He won't be happy. With that, he sank away in a tree branch and he was gone. Meanwhile, in the crowd of villagers, an envoy landing behind Naruto. What is it? Emergency meeting. You're supposed to report to the council room immediately. Already, huh? Meanwhile, at the Akatsuki hideout, unknown location, standing in front of the Gedo statue, Zetsu was telling Madara of Pain's defeat. The true Akatsuki leader clenched his fist tightly as he closed his eye as Zetsu finished. So that's what happened. So, what are you gonna do now? Oh, and Konoha is not coming back. We need to find another person to sync with the Gedo statue. Kisame, you track down the Akatsuki. I have another matter to attend to. Meanwhile, at Konoha, after the celebrations died down, the citizens start to rebuild. Akatsuki could crush their buildings, but he could not put out the will of fire that they had inside their heart. Tents were set up to host the people. In one of the medical tents, Nelly was resting. Her youthful appearance, it was gone. Sakura and Shizune was healing her, doing chakra transfusion. While Naruto and Kakashi stood by. She will recover, Sakura said. How long will it take for her to wake up, Sakura-chan? Naruto asked. I'm not sure. Could be anywhere from a few days to a few weeks. And Konoha is in a crucial juncture right now. Kakashi nodded, seeing that he did not know the state or how long it would take. A temporary Hokage shall be appointed in her place then. Shikaku-san has been summoned by the daimyo. For that very reason, Kakashi. I think you're going to be appointed, said Shizune, as she replaced the wet cloth that was on Tsunade's forehead. Kakashi blinked. Me? But I'll be terrible at the job, he said. He then patted Naruto in the back. Naruto is more than ready, he said. As Naruto blinked as he turned towards his sensei. Are you serious, Kakashi-sensei? Let's face it, you're stronger than me. And you were able to beat Pain, and you were able to negotiate with that man that was behind Pain. In turn, you made him return everyone back to life that he killed. Well, said Naruto, I'm a great ninja, yeah, but I don't know if I'm ready yet. Not many leaders are, but they have leaderships thrust upon them. As Naruto rubbed the back of his head with a smile. Thanks, Sensei, he said. Meanwhile, at the Fire Country capital, as the Fire Daimyo was there, with some rather influential members of Konoha, there was Homura, Koharu, Danzo, and the Envoy General and Head Jonin, Naruto. We will continue to deal with the other countries to deal with the Akatsuki threat, Homura said as he folded his hands in front of him. After what has happened in the Fire Country, we'll put in every treasury to get the village rebuilt, the Minister of Treasury said. First, we'll have to come up with a budget, and then consider the strain on the other nations. There's something else to consider first, said Danzo, as he looked at all of them that were gathered, as he was keeping his eye in reserve. Who will be the next Hokage, he said. So it's come to that already. Shikaku thought. You're going to make your move, aren't you? Can we not wait until Tsunade has recovered? According to the report of our student, she should be better in a few weeks, the daimyo suggested. She is still a Hokage after all. My lord, Tsunade is partially responsible for the village construction, Koharu said, as Shikaku sighed. She is not, Koharu-san. Pain was going to destroy the village anyway. He had to preserve the secret, which our people found out about his man. And if there's anyone that should fill in for Tsunade, I have two recommendations. And they are, Shikaku? The daimyo asked. Kakashi Hatake, the copy ninja, former apprentice to the 4th Hokage, Minato Namikaze, or Naruto Uzumaki, apprentice to the late Jiraiya-sama and the boy who saved the village from Pain, said Shikaku. Both seem like fine choices, said Daimyo. However, isn't Naruto-san still a teenager? Yes, but he has much experience fighting Akatsuki, having encountered them several times. And I think it should be obvious who his father is now as well. He's Minato-sama's son. That was a clincher for the Daimyo. Danzo decided not to use his trump card now, because that boy inexperienced would lead Konoha into ruin, and he would just pick up the pieces, Danzo thought to himself. I agree with Shikaku. Naruto-san is a fine choice, said Danzo. Well then, it's decided. The 6th Hokage would be Naruto Uzumaki, the daimyo said, as he folded his fan up. Time skip. 2 days later, as Yamato was being put to work. After all, his Mokidan could rebuild houses faster than anyone else. As many people are helping as well, they want to get Konoha back into the form that it was before the destruction. Word was already sent for the best builders, the suppliers, and everyone. Wave Country and Wind Country was the first to respond. Among the carpenters from Wave Country was Tazuna and Inari, Naruto and Sakura and Kakashi, old friends. Team Kakashi was helping with the reconstruction as best as they could. Hinata was also helping them, as Naruto used his clones to put up the skeleton of a structure, and Hinata used her Byakugan to tell the clones where to keep things still, and Sakura would push nails in with just her strength to secure the structure, and then Kakashi would pull it out. After a while, they had to take a little break, as Naruto was thinking what his father said to him, the warning of Uchiha Madara, the masked man that called himself Tobi. He remembered when he first saw that man, and he couldn't even touch him, not even his Rasengan. he just went right through him. His father thought that you get the power to bypass using the Kyubi, but Naruto did not know how to do it. Naruto-kun, he was snapped from his thoughts as Hinata was walking up to him. Hey Hinata, thanks for your help. Those eyes of yours are pretty sweet, he said. She blushed as she fought down a stammer. Thank you, Naruto-kun, she said. How are you doing? Better than I was doing before. And I want to thank you for trying to save my life, he said. You're welcome. As she slowly took a seat next to him. You're the village hero now, Naruto-kun. You got the recognition you always wanted. Yeah, I have, he said. But things aren't done yet. Konoha has to be rebuilt, and Akatsuki have to be defeated. But with pain gone, shouldn't the Akatsuki mostly be defeated, she asked. No, not even close. I don't know how many Biju they have taken, but it has to be most of them. Not only that, Pain wasn't a real leader. He was just a front guy. I want to tell Bachan that, but she's still unconscious after saving most of the villagers using her chakra. Hinata nodded slowly as Naruto looked at her. Did you mean what you said? What, she asked. Well, you said that you loved me before you attacked Pain. Did you mean it, he asked. Hinata's eyes went wide as she turned red again. She lowered her head rather quickly, as she didn't think that this would come up so soon. She took several deep breaths to calm her nerve. I mean every single word, Naruto-kun. I've loved you since we were kids. As she lowered her head, waiting for him to respond. As Naruto looked at her with a smile, as she barely looked up. Thank you, he said. I don't really know how I feel, he said, about you yet, but I promise. I'll give you an answer soon, okay? Take as long as you need, she said, with a smile. Oi, Naruto. As Naruto looked up. Oh man, Tazuna, he said. Yep, said Tazuna. So that mean, whoa, Iniri. You gotten tall for a kid your age, said Naruto with a smirk. As Iniri smirked back. I bet I'm taller than you, than when you were 12, Naruto. Well, I was kind of a shorty back then. Can't deny that, said Naruto with a chuckle. Wow. Who's this girl with you? She's really pretty. Is she your girlfriend? Asked Iniri. I always thought you'd get together with that soccer girl. But I guess she got together with Sasuke, huh? At the mention of Sasuke, Naruto looked down. Sasuke is not in Konoha anymore. What do you mean? Both Iniri and Tazuna asked. It's a long story, guys, said Naruto. Oh, we were kinda hoping to see Team 7 once again together. But I guess things changed, said Tazuna. Yeah, things change a lot, said Naruto. Well, can we catch up later? I bet you have a bunch of stories, said Inari. Yeah, I think I do, said Naruto. As Hinata and him turned to see Kiba riding Akamaru coming over. Hey guys, the elders are back. Shikaku is back as well. They are? As Naruto did not understand why Kiba was rushed over here to tell him that. Yes, that was good that they were back, but he seemed, well, shocked or something. Before Naruto could say anything, Kiba spoke. Naruto, the daimyo has made you the next Hokage. As Naruto and Hinata blinked, their jaws seemed to drop at the same time. What? Said Naruto as Kakashi and Sakura came over after hearing the announcement. Daimyo-sama, he has made you the new Hokage. In Tsunade-sama's absence, Kiba said. I didn't believe it either, but Shikaku gave me something to give you. As he handed Naruto a scroll that had the daimyo official seal. As Naruto's eyes widened as he opened it. I, Yushishi Takusai, daimyo of the Fire Nation, named Naruto Uzumaki as the 6th Hokage of Konoha, depending on his performance. He may keep the position if Tsunade Haim wakes up. Below it was a daimyo signature. As Naruto read the message several times over and over and over to make sure that he was not saying things. He even slapped himself a couple of times. As he read the paper once again. Guys, I'm really gonna be Hokage. As Naruto clenched his fists. I'm Hokage, he screamed. Gara, I finally caught up, he said. Meanwhile, at the outskirts of the village, the Kumo envoy, students of Killer Bee, was making their way towards Konoha. After many misturns, because of Karuri always get them lost. But thanks to their team leader Samui, they got on track. Amoy gave a sigh. What should I do, he said. Huh? Said Karu as she turned back towards him. Oh, I'm just wondering what I should do. What if there's a ton of cute girls in Konoha and they all fall for me? Oh yeah, that would be a problem, said Karu. Why don't you just go out with whoever asks first? Her tone was filled with sarcasm. Yeah, but what am I gonna do when she said that she loved me so much she can't bear live without me? And I'm gonna have to leave Konoha. What if she wanted to commit suicide together? So we will live on forever. You know, you're starting to freak me out. We haven't even gotten to Konoha yet. And you're playing these scenarios too far. Well, Amoy said, some guy might come on to you too. She smirked at that. Now that you're thinking about it, maybe some rich, tall, handsome. Nah, said Amoy, shaking his head. She got angry. She picked up a rock. Who are you to talk as she threw it? He dodged it though. What if that rocket hit another rock, and boulders fell down, and crumbled and destroyed Konoha? No, that's too far, she said to him, as they finally arrived. Karu, what have you done? Said Amoy. No way, it wasn't on purpose. It was just a small pebble, a mistake, said Karu. Don't be ridiculous. Let's find someone to talk to, said Samui. Meanwhile, back in the village, Naruto was getting fitted for his ropes. As he was nervous, breathing in and out, he couldn't believe it, he was Hokage. Just 2 days ago, he saved the village from pain, and he was a genin and now he was Hokage. Kakashi watched his student be fitted for the ropes, as he was swelled with pride. His student and #1 unpredictable ninja Naruto Uzumaki had been named Hokage. He wondered if this was what Jiraiya felt when Minato became Hokage. Hokage-sama. As Naruto turned to see Shizune, we have visitors. Visitors, said Naruto. As Naruto saw a blonde woman with a rather sizable chest walked in. On her forehead was a Kumo headband. Can I help you? Yes, you can. My name is Samui. A Sama of the 4th Raikage has called for a summit in the Iron Country, so that we can deal with the Akatsuki problem, as she handed him a letter. Recently, the Akatsuki member, Sasuke Uchiha, captured A Sama brother, the Jinjulki of the 8 Tails, Killer Bee. Naruto and Kakashi froze at that. Excuse me, can you repeat that? Sasuke Uchiha has joined the Akatsuki, said Samui, as she looked at the young Hokage. That has to be impossible. Why would Sasuke join the Akatsuki? As Naruto took the letter. Thank you, he said. Samui nodded as she gave a bow to the new Hokage as she left the room. As Naruto's hand shook as he held onto the letter. How could Sasuke do this? What the hell was he thinking? He was no longer just a missing ninja. He was now a member of Akatsuki, and he had taken a damn tail beast. Damn it, Sasuke. Naruto, said Kakashi. I'm fine, Sensei, said Naruto as he took several deep breaths. I have to get ready for this summit. I'd like you to be one of my bodyguards. Kakashi nodded as Naruto took another breath. I wonder if this is what Arasani felt when Orochimaru defected. Meanwhile, at the Fire Coast, Sasuke was leading his team Taka in his new goal, the destruction of Konoha and murdering the elders for what they did. Sasuke was determined and focused to get his latest revenge. He still has not told his team about his entire plan of decimating Konoha down to the last child, down to the last infant. He didn't care that he was going against Itachi's wishes. He didn't care that he had lied to his team. Nothing will stop him from completing his goal. An orange mass appeared as spiral in front of him as he came to a stop with his team. Narrowing his eyes, electricity burst on his arm as he launched himself at Madara. Sasuke went right through Madara though. What? Sasuke thought, as he came to a stop. Sasuke, you disappoint me, said Madara. What do you want? I hold my part of the bargain, giving you the Akatsuki. You failed, Sasuke. Our agreement still stands, Madara said, his tone cold. What? That's impossible. We brought him back to you, said Sugetsu. All we got is one tentacle. It seems like he tricked you all. Sasuke even remembered the Akatsuki tail fallen carrying, and he was forced to cut it. So that is how he did it. Ingenious, Sasuke thought. If you're heading to Konoha, Sasuke, you're wasting your time. My partner, Pain, has already destroyed it. What? Said Sasuke. As he turned towards Karin tapped into her sensory ability, as she could feel a powerful residual chakra, much more powerful than Sasuke. All I can confirm is a residual chakra in Konoha. It dwarfed most of the others. That's Pain, said Madara. You still work for me, Sasuke. I need you to head towards the Kage summit in Iron Country. No deal, Sasuke, says his eyes changed to the Sharingan. Our alliance is over, Madara. Madara frowned as a white Zetsu rose up. A new Hokage has been selected. Who is it? Kakashi, Danzo, said Madara. White Zetsu shook his head. Neither. It's Naruto Uzumaki, the kid that defeated Pain. Sasuke's eyes widened. He may be even powerful than Sasuke now. He's got some powerful abilities. New ones. Stronger than me? Sasuke laughed. I'm heading to Konoha, and do not get in my way. How about we make a deal then? If you beat me, our alliance come to an end, and you can do whatever you want. But if you can't, you have to do what I say for the time being. Fine, said Sasuke, as he moved, bursting off the tree branch. Chidori's sharp spear he said he shot the blade of Chidori out. As Madara leaped off the branch that was obliterated, Sasuke's hand cackled even more as he launched his original Chidori straight towards Madara, who was in mid-air. Madara let Sasuke pass right through him before he turned his body and grabbed Sasuke's wrists. Pulling Sasuke up, he launched and smashed his feet into Sasuke's gut. Sasuke was thrown as he smashed into a tree. Sasuke growled as he got back up as he flashed through hand signs. Fire style. Great flame bullet technique. Madara stood there as he watched a fireball pass right through him. As he then lifted his own hands, without even doing any seals or calling a name, he fired off the fire release. Super Phoenix Immortal Flame technique. Several massive fireballs shot from where his mouth could be from the mass. As the fireballs were blue, they were firing like a machine gun towards Sasuke. What the hell? I've never seen a technique like that before, said Sasuke to himself. His eyes then shifted into the Mangekyou. Amaterasu. As the flames got on Madara, before his eyes twirled right in front of it, as the flames were sucked inside of the man. Madara also got sucked in as well. Sasuke felt something crash into his back as Madara appeared behind him. Sasuke slammed into the ground as he looked up, as Madara dropped and stomped into his stomach. Sasuke coughed up blood as Madara leaned down. Both of their eyes met. Tsukiyomi, said Sasuke, as Madara found himself in a red and black world, as several feathers pierced his body. So this is your Tsukiyomi, huh? Pathetic, said Madara. The Sasuke utter shot, Madara shattered it like it was nothing. He bent down and grabbed Sasuke by the throat. Sasuke looked into his ancestor eye that had shifted into the Mangekyou, as Sasuke found himself captured in Madara's Tsukiyomi. It was just as insane as Itachi's. Welcome to my Tsukiyomi world, Sasuke. I admit, I'm not on Itachi's level when it comes to this, but Itachi always hold back. But I will not. Sasuke started crying pain as his hands started to melt. So for 12 hours, you will be melted and reformed over and over again by my chakra. Enjoy. A second later in the real world, Sasuke was coughing up blood. Itachi said that you were a shadow of your former self. I am, said Madara, as he tossed Sasuke towards Karin. However, I'm more than powerful enough to teach you the true hierarchy. Think about it this way, head to the Kage summit and taking out one or two of the Kages who show how strong you really are. After all, if you figure out my ability, perhaps you could beat me. Why don't you do it yourself if you're this strong, said Sasuke, as he bit into Karin, healing chakra flowing into his body. Remember our agreement. You lost, so you have to do what I say, said Madara. Fine, said Sasuke, as Madara vanished. He came back a few seconds later as he tossed him Akatsuki clothing. There, you'll be signified as one of the members of the Akatsuki, as he pulled out Itachi's ring and tossed it right towards Sasuke to make it official. Until you can defeat me, Sasuke, you're a member of the Akatsuki. Sasuke took a deep breath, discarding his cloak as he put on a black cloak with the red clothes on it. He was now a full member of the Akatsuki as he looked at the rest of Team Taka. Suigetsu was grumbling about wearing the Akatsuki cloak once again. Jogo was pulling his cloak on and Karin put on hers already. Well, we have our orders, Sasuke said, with disgust in his voice. Let's head to the Land of Iron. Just a minute, Sasuke, said Madara, as he looked towards Zetsu. Zetsu then split in two. He'll be a Vibe new. He can be of a help. Madara tossed the white half a cloak. I'm ready to go now, said Zetsu. Fine, just don't get in my way, Sasuke said. With that, they made their way northeast towards the Land of Iron. That was risky. A couple more minutes in that battle and we would have defeated you, said Zetsu, as Madara clenched his fists. Hence, the race to become complete. Let's move. With that, he sucked himself away in a swirling vortex as Zetsu sank underground. Meanwhile, at Konoha Northern Gate, Naruto chose Neji as his second bodyguard, and he, Kakashi and Neji, they were departing. The rest of the rookies and Team Guy were seeing them off. As for most of Konoha, several people were cheering Naruto, wishing their new Hokage luck in the summit, as Neji and Kakashi had on brown robes, while the climate there was cold. Naruto placed his Hokage hat on. Well, let's get going, he said. I guess I'm not gonna have a better time to do this, huh, Sensei? Do what, said Kakashi. Most of Konoha is here, said Naruto, as he turned and lifted his hat as the wind was blowing. From now on, I protect the village. As Kakashi smirked at that. Well, now that is done, I believe that we should depart, Hokage-sama. Right, let's go. Yes, Hokage-sama, the both of them said. Meanwhile, at Kumo, as the Kage just got finished, getting ready to move out, as he had C and Darui as his bodyguards. Darui, C, ready to go. Yes, Raikage-sama, the both of them said. Then let's move, he said, as he broke through the window of the Raikage's tower, dropping for a long way down. Darui and C sighed as they made their way towards the stairs, telling the Secretary Mabe to get someone to fix the window. The rest of the village Kages also got ready. The Teshikage, the Kazekage, and the Mizukage, as everyone was moving out towards the meeting. As Gaara was waiting on his siblings, well, Conqueror to be exact, as he had chosen them to be his bodyguard. Where were you? You're late, said Baki, as Conqueror just arrived. It took me a while to figure out a new trick, said Conqueror with a grin. Be careful, Kazekage-sama, said Matsuri, Gaara's student, as well as his secret girlfriend, as she smiled at him. Conqueror, take care of him, said Ebisu. We will, said Tamari. Alright, said Gaara, let's go. Huh, it's not like Gaara need bodyguards anyway. Thought Conqueror as they all made their way toward the meeting point. It took 3 days, as Naruto, Kakashi and Neji were making their way towards the giant mountain peak, 3 of them in line. As Naruto was learning from Kakashi more about this country, it was the only country that didn't use shinobis, they used samurais. Where Kage-sama probably chose this country due to the strategic location and the neutrality, said Kakashi, as the group was walking their feet, crunching on the snow. As Naruto was just paying half attention to what Kakashi was saying, truthfully he was thinking about the decision with Sasuke. He will have to see him face first and have his full answer. He need to talk to Sasuke himself to find out if he's really gonna go down this path, if he would never truly atone for his sins. Naruto, are you paying attention? Kakashi asked. As Naruto was snapped from his thoughts. Sorry about that, I'm spaced out a bit, said Naruto. I'll know what to do when I see him again, Naruto thought to himself. Kakashi nodded. It's about Sasuke, huh? Yeah, said Naruto. Maybe. I should have got the full story from those 12 ninjas before they depart. Sometimes leaders have to make quick decisions without knowing the full story, said Neji. Yeah, you're right, said Naruto. Though, can I ask you something, said Neji. Shoot, said Naruto. What are your intentions to my cousin? As Naruto tripped and fell face first in the snow. As Naruto looked up towards Neji, where did that come from? She nearly died to save you from pain. I just want to know your intentions, Neji said. Well, I spoke to her, but... Well, this is not really time, said Naruto. Very well, we shall discuss it in length later, said Neji, as they made their way towards the building. Meanwhile, back at Konoha, as Sai, Sakura, and Hinata were sitting down. As the Kumo ninjas had come to talk to Naruto. Before he left though, he added Sasuke to the bingo book. It was really shocking, because none of them expected it. Naruto is a Hokage now and he has responsibilities. Whatever Sasuke did, it must warrant this, said Sai as he looked towards Sakura. I know, she said, but of all people, Naruto should still hold out some hope. Maybe Sasuke invaded Kumo borders or something, and defeat a few of their shinobis. Maybe Naruto can do this to avoid a war, said Hinata. Sakura nodded, as she looked up to see 2 people coming over. It was the Kumo ninjas. Hey, as the girl looked towards them, Sakura acknowledged her. Tell me everything you know about Sasuke. What? I said tell me everything you know about Sasuke, or I'll make you tell me. Sakura stood up. What did Sasuke do? That's none of your concern right now, tell me everything you know about him. And if I refuse, said Sakura, well, the girl drew her blade. I'll make you. I won't tell you a single thing, said Sakura. The girl moved with her blade as Sai blocked it, intercepting right in the middle. Before, he gestured back and kicked her away as she flipped and landed right at the pawn, as the boy also jumped in to block Karui from Sai and pushed him back. Hinata evaded several strikes from Karui as the girl swung at her, as Hinata could see them very clearly until Sakura arrived and grabbed Karui's wrist as she squeezed it. Karui threw her sword to her other hand, but Sakura pulled her down and used the momentum of her strength to lift her off the ground with one hand before slamming her right into her friend. Both Kumo ninja rolled before flipping as they landed back on their feet. Sai unleashed a wave of animals from his scroll as it was tigers that roared and leaped forward as both Kumo ninjas electrified their blades and slashed through them. As Sakura leaped up in the air, Sai and hit a move. She dropped her fists as the thing exploded the ground, blowing the Kumo ninjas away. Before they could fully crush anywhere, Hinata was behind them. As she had her Byakugan activated, they were disheveled because of the explosion. Hinata delivered 32 strikes to each of them, putting them down. As Sakura moved forward and grabbed the boy by his collar and lifted him up. Tell me, what has Sasuke done? Naruto already put him in our bingo books and declared him a missing name. The boy glared at her. He's a part of the Akatsuki. He took our master. Sakura's eyes widened as she dropped the boy. She staggered back. No, that don't make any sense. Itachi was a part of Akatsuki. Why? No, Sasuke wouldn't do that. Like hell we know, the girl said, as she placed her sword underneath her to pull herself up as she was wincing in pain. He took our master Killer Bee, and we don't even know if he's alive or dead. Sakura clenched her fists. You should have asked nicely, and none of this would have happened. Wait, You would really tell us? Said Amoy. As Sakura nodded. Well, name is Amoy by the way. And I'm Karui. Damn, you hit hard. She looked towards Hinata who was already starting to shrink away. You too, Hyuga. We don't know fully about Sasuke's powers, said Sakura. The last time I saw him he was extremely fast, using a different style of Shidori, called the Shidori Nagashi, like a blade. He's proficient in fire jutsu. He has the Sharingan, and he probably used snakes since Urchmar training. That's all, the minor details that we know. Excuse me, said Hinata, as Amoy looked towards her. Is by chance your master's Jinchuriki? Yeah. He's a 8-tailed Jinchuriki. Then you should focus on going after him, then going after Sasuke, Sakura said. As the both of them looked towards her, there's still a chance that he's alive, Akatsuki one-tailed beast. But it takes time to seal them away. Wait, you mean? As Sakura nodded. Sasuke, it's our responsibility. You help your master. We'll handle him, Sakura thought to herself. Meanwhile, at the Land of Iron, as Naruto, Kakashi, and Neji arrived in the fortress where the summit was being held, a middle-aged man with 2 swords on his hip was greeting them. He was the equivalent of a Kage, High General in the Land of Iron, Mifune. Greetings. He looked towards Naruto. You're the new Hokage. What happened to Tsunade-han? He asked. Yes, I am. Akatsuki leader of pain attacked the village, and Tsunade-sama was placed into a coma. I've been appointed as the 6th Hokage until she awakens. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I see. Welcome, Naruto Dano, said Mifune. Up in the rafters, Sasuke crew was watching, as the 5 of them had made their way past samurais without being detected, due to carrying sensory ability. Sasuke's eyes had shifted into the Sharingan and glare at his old teammate and sensei. Karin was shocked, as she felt something unreal. This chakra. He's so young. So much chakra, she said, as her eyes roamed over the entire place checking the other Kage level chakra. They're all so huge, she said, as it kind of dwarfed them when they were in the center like this. She glanced towards Sasuke with his hand clenched tightly. Sasuke was barely controlling his anger, both of them living in ignorance of Itachi's sacrifice. Sasuke was pissed. Time skip in the meeting room. Gaara was surprised as Kakashi and Neji went up to the bodyguard part. Naruto, I didn't expect to see you here, said Gaara. I kind of just got appointed as Hokage in Tsunade-sama's absence, Gaara, said Naruto. As he looked around to the other Kages, Ei was looking at him trying to judge what kind of character the young Hokage was. On the other hand, Mei was smiling as she looked at the handsome Hokage, but Onihi was pissed off because this boy, he looked so much like Yellow Flash. It was unnerving. Blue eye, blonde hair, your face structure. You can put your hats on the table. I will be your moderator, said Mifune. The meeting begins now. I will go first. Please listen, said Gaara. The makeup of the 5 Kages has changed. You must be something to become Kazekage at your age, said Onihi. He then looked towards Naruto. And you, Hokage. Kazekage, your father, must have taught you right, but apparently forgot to instill manners inside of you. I guess that's why I'm Kazekage, said Gaara. Cheeky brat, said Onihi with a growl. Kishikage-dano, please stop interrupting. Kazekage-dano, please continue, said Mei. I'm a former Jinchuriki, said Gaara, as he glanced towards Naruto. Akatsuki captured me and killed me to extract my beasts. I was revived by an elder of my village. This group, Akatsuki, is a dangerous organization that has already collected quite a few of the abyses. I can confirm on that. Like Gaara, I'm also a Jinchuriki, said Naruto. Konoha has fought to the Akatsuki most out of the 5 great nations. Sarutobi Asuma fell to Hidan and Kakazu, and Jiraiya-sama himself fell to the Akatsuki leader Pain. Just a few days ago, Pain attacked Konoha and reduced it to a crater. The Kages, even Ei, eyes widened. Pain destroyed the village on his own, said Onihi. You were shocked? Yes, he used a powerful jutsu to do so. He was looking for me, and he had to preserve his secret. He used a technique called the Almighty Push. I arrived just after I was summoned there. He used a jutsu to control 6 bodies, each of them having a unique powerful jutsu. With the help of my toes, I defeated from 1 to 5. Pain then hurt someone that is very dear to me, and I started to tap into the Kyubi's power. After gaining enough tails, a failsafe that was placed inside of me activated, and that is where I met the 4th Hokage. The 4th Hokage designed a seal to do that, said Ei. As Naruto nodded, yes, he repaired my seal and told me that Pain was not a true leader, a man in a mask. Attacked the village 16 years ago, and he calls himself Madara Uchiha. Madara Uchiha? That's reaching, boy. Madara died long before your time. I know, because I fought him when I was young. Your first Hokage was the one to kill him. It's hard to believe, I know, said Naruto. But Madara is alive and well. He was the one that attacked Konoha 16 years ago. There may be some truth to that, said me. Akatsuki was partially formed in Kiri, possibly by Yagura, the fourth Mizukage. Ayo, the leader of our 100 Corps, found out that Yagura was under a Sharingan Genjutsu. Me looked at Gar, who had something to say. With what Naruto had said, I believe. I should tell more of my experience with the Akatsuki. My people had requested aid from many countries. Only Tsunade-sama answered. Though at this point with so many Jinchurikis captured, it would be too late to call for aid. If your country Jinchuriki is captured, you have no reason giving order. It's an embarrassment. You should go and recover it yourself. It? Said Naruto. Is that what you call us? It. A thing. Is that what you call the two in your village as well? Naruto asks. Now listen here, boy. No. You will listen, old man, said Naruto. It's true, the only reason why Jinchurikis lost their country is because of attitude like that. We're not weapons. We're not things, we're people. It seems only Konoha, the San, and Kumo understand that. If I'm correct. Oniki grit his teeth at that, as he nodded. The reason I call this meeting is because of my brother. Abduction. Frankly, the only two I can trust now is the young Kazekage here and the young Hokage. Because they understand what my brother went through, said A. As he looked towards Oniki, you used the Akatsuki many times before. Yes, for a village. Doing disarmament. A cheap mercenary force was needed. We haven't inflated our Shinobi force like you in peace times, Raikage Dano, said Oniki, as A eyes narrowed. I understand why you wouldn't just kill him, Raikage Dano, said me. But we haven't used Akatsuki and we have sent hunter nins after them. We even lost an entire group of hunter nins who managed to talk to the former 6th Jinchuriki before he was taken. I see, said A as he calmed down slightly. It wasn't like I was the only group to use Akatsuki, said Oniki as he looked towards Gaara. Your father used them as well. What? Said Gaara. With all the budget cut that San received back then, are you really that surprised? Oniki asked. Just because the Bijus were stolen, there's no need to be afraid, said me, as he looked towards her. It takes time and knowledge to learn how to control them. If Madara is truly a part of the Akatsuki, that is no longer true. He can control the Bijus like they're pets, just like Hoshirama Senju. So this is indeed dangerous. Everyone calm down, said Mifune. It's clear now. What should be done? A united front must be presented against the Akatsuki. I propose that 5 great nations join to make an alliance to take down the Akatsuki once and for all. An alliance? All 5 of the great nations? Such a thing has never been seen ever, said Onki. It is clear that smaller nations allied with larger nations cannot face the Akatsuki. You guys need to join up. That is the only way. I agree, said Naruto as they looked towards him. We can't afford to do this on our own anymore. Too many people have died. Well, then who would you suggest lead the alliance? Yes, that is a question, said Mifune as he looked towards them. The Raikage is too emotional to make an effective leader of the alliance. Because the Kage and Hokage are too young, and there are trust issues between Mizukage and the rest of the villages. And the Tishikage is frankly too old and has used the Akatsuki in the past. At first glance, none of you are fit to be a leader. However, Mifune glanced towards all of them before his eyes settled on Naruto. Konoha has fought Akatsuki the longest and has the most Akatsuki kills. And confirmed, the leader of the organization. For that reason, I believe the young Hokage and Konoha should lead the alliance. I second it, said Gaara. Third, said A. If Konoha can help catch my brother kidnappers and save him, I will support them in this endeavor. Whoa, slow down please, said Naruto. I don't think I can lead everyone. I don't even have that much experience. Finally, you're talking sense, boy, Oniki said. If either of these two pups lead the alliance, we all be doomed. But before they could say anything else, something emerged from the floor. It was none other than White Zetsu, in Akatsuki robe as he held his hand to the sky. Sasuke is here. He's waiting for all of you. Well, come on. Let's go get Sasuke, said Zetsu, as the bodyguards flashed into the room. The one with the Sharingan, said me. What's he doing here, said Kankuro. Who's he? Akatsuki said. A member of the Akatsuki, I'm pretty sure of it, said Onki. Wait, Sasuke's here? A ripped through the table at lightning speed as he grasped Zetsu by his throat. Where is Sasuke Uchiha? Answer me, he said. He's fast, Zetsu thought to himself, as life was being squeezed out of him. If you don't answer me, you won't like it, said A as he added more pressure. Fine, I'll give you a hint. But the Raikage snapped his neck in anger, as Neji activated his Byakugan and signaled to Kakashi, who whispered to Naruto, How long do you need to get in that safe mode of yours? 5 minutes. Neji found him already, as Mei yelled at the Raikage that he could have used Zetsu for information. We'll find him and hold him off until you arrive, Naruto. As Naruto sat down, as he remained perfectly still, as Neji and Kakashi slip out of the room, as Mifune orders guards to move. A broke the wall down as Dory apologized, as C moved in front of them using his sensor ability. Meanwhile, Karen gasped. What is it, Karen? Said Sugetsu. The samurais, they're moving. They're looking for us. And I sense the two bodyguards that came with Hokage. They're coming this way. Zetsu sold us outside Jugo. As Sasuke's eyes changed to the Sharingan, a short distance away, a samurai was checking behind a pillar when he saw the cloak of the Akatsuki. He pulled out his blade that was coated with chakras and moved. But in an instant, his chest was pierced. He looked down to see the blade as Sasuke pulled his blade out and pushed the dead samurai down to the ground. It's no use, there are too many. They will capture us for sure, said Karen from her hiding spot. That bastard Zetsu, I'll get him for this, said Sugetsu. It only took a couple of seconds and Sasuke was surrounded by nearly 30 samurais. Attack as they move. Sasuke, what are you doing? Hide, Karen yelled. But Sasuke had a wicked smirk on his face as his blade got coated in lightning as he cut through the samurai attacks with ease. But before he could slice into them, he heard 8 trigrams. Empty palm as a vacuum blast of air slammed into Sasuke, throwing him away. Sasuke looked up to see the Hyuga project is begun on. Neji Hyuga, he said. Sasuke Uchiha, it's been 3 years, but your chakra is still as black as I saw it, during the Forest of Death, said Ninja as he calmly walked forward. That's one of the Hokage's bodyguards. Where's the other? Behind you. I recognize that blade to that voice. All of them move as they saw Kakashi behind them. Jugo of the scales I recognize, but not you too. Samurai-san, move back. You can't handle this opponent, said Neji as he glared at Sasuke. He's Konoha problem. We'll deal with him. The samurais reluctantly nodded as Neji and Sasuke squared off. As Kakashi lifted up his headband as Jugo and Sugetsu attacked him. Kakashi dodged, but the rafter was completely obliterated by Jugo's fist. As Sasuke shot forward towards Neji, as Neji spun and blocked the blade rotation as he moved forward slightly, pushing Sasuke back. In mid-air, Sasuke flashed Juhan sign as he released several small fireballs from his mouth. As Neji flashed Juhan sign, water release. Violent water wave, he says he spewed water from his mouth as he cancelled out the fireballs. Multiple senbons made from Shidoris were launched towards Neji at incredible speed. As Neji dodged each and every one of them, as Sasuke shot forward, Neji twists as he slammed his 2 fingers right into one of Sasuke's points. Just as Shidori was about to rip through Neji's chest, it fizzled out, making that simple palm strike. Sasuke leaped back with a snarl. So you closed my point to save yourself, huh? Give up, Sasuke. Your inexperience with the dragon mean I can beat you here, said Neji as he slipped into his stance. He could see Sasuke's entire points running through his body. Sasuke snarled his chakra, overwhelmed and pushed open the points in his body. I'm gonna kill you, Sasuke said. You arrogant Hyugas, thinking that you're better than Uchihas when you're nothing compared to us. The two of them engaged in taijutsu, but Sasuke should have known that taijutsu was Neji's forte, as he was blown away with another rotation off the bat that slammed into him. He got a few of his points close as well, as he cursed. He had enough as the Sharingan morphed to the Mangekyo Sharingan. His left eye started to bleed as Neji saw the surge of chakra. Amaterasu. As Neji spin 8 tetragrams, super heavily spin as he activated a double layer of the rotation. The first layer was burned off, but Neji jumped out of it as it threw the black fire away from him as he fired an empty palm right towards Sasuke. The attack slammed right into Sasuke's face as Neji panted as Sasuke wiped the blood that was leaking from his lip. So that's the advanced Sharingan. When did he get that, thought Neji, as he didn't know if he could win now. Meanwhile, lightning cut our wolf, said Kakashi, as he created a wolf from pure lightning that chased after Sugetsu, who started to run. But the wolf then split into 2 and went on opposite sides before slamming into him. He cried in pain as the lightning surged through his body. He dropped to his knees as he managed to channel most of lightning through his blade. Damn it, that really hurt, he said. Jugo then grabbed Sugetsu and pulled him back as Karen had a kunai with a lot of explosive tags on it. Sorry, Hatake-san, said Karen. You lose. As she tossed it towards Kakashi as it started to light up. The entire place exploded. Everything was ripped and torn apart. Great plan, Karen. I knew you got some uses, said Sugetsu. Well, we couldn't exactly face him head on. He's legendary, copy ninja after all, said Karen with a smirk as she adjusted her glasses. I came up with it on the fly. Nice, right? Yes, said Jugo. The ground in front of them burst open as a brutal kick slammed into Sugetsu's face as it burst into water. As Kakashi twists and slams his other foot into Jugo's face, as he slammed right into Karen, blowing the both of them back. You made a good plan, but you should have kept the mix up, said Kakashi as he landed on his feet. The left wall to them then exploded as Ace stood there with his two bodyguards. Stand aside, Hyuga. The Uchiha is my target, said A. Very well, said Neji. As the man tore his cloak off as lightning exploded all over his body, as Sasuke's Sharingan twirled, ready for this battle. Meanwhile, as Naruto created 3 other clones to gather nature energy, doing it this way will also give him 20 extra minutes in Sage mode. As he sat there, he needed to get his thoughts in order, as he pulled more and more natural energy into his body. If you could see the natural energy, it was larger than the room, as he was consuming it all. What is that boy doing, said Onki. Just sitting there. I don't know, said Akatsuki. His clones are doing the same. Hey, teach Kage-sama. Should I go back up the right Kage and the Konoha ninjas? Against his Sasuke, I want to see the person that killed Madara, and I want to see if he's really good. Very well. Let's see if he's truly that strong, said Onki. Meanwhile, as Jugo transformed, seeing that Sasuke needed his help as a right Kage, was butting both him and Suigetsu, as he grinned wickedly. I'll be the one to kill you, he said, as he shot forward. Whoa. His personality changed really quickly, said Darui, and his chakra levels has gone off a chart, said C. Just strike, said A as he turned towards Jugo. As A appeared in front of him, Jugo tried to block, but A fist carved into him as he broke through several pillars before slamming into the wall. One down, said A as he turned towards Sasuke. Not yet, said Jugo, as his body turned. The chakra cannons that were on him burst. A massive explosion had swallowed the entire area. I did it! I killed the right Kage! I killed the big guy! Jugo shouted with a sick sweet smile on his face before an elbow smashed into his face that sent him sailing away. As Jugo bricked into the wall with so much force, he fell unconscious. In the distraction, Sasuke placed C under a genjutsu. With that, A moved towards Sasuke as he started to clash as Darui grabbed C and pulled him away. Sasuke, despite his strength, he was no match for A, as A grabbed him in a lion bomb. The attack tore the entire ground apart, but Sasuke was protected as he used his Susanoo cage to keep him safe. Sasuke jumped away as he was panting, as A saw the new Mangeta Sharingan in his eye. So that's the Mangeta Sharingan, A thought, as his lightning armor increased. No one has been able to survive that before. Just what the hell is he, said Darui, as he looked at Sasuke who was panting, blood seeping from his eye. He beat me with a genjutsu. I still can't read the move. Every once in a while you find a genius like that, as the samurai reinforcements started to arrive. So that Sasuke Mangekyou, Kakashi thought to himself. Tearing eyes widened though as she saw the right Kage. His chakra levels are still growing. This is Biju levels, she thought to herself. As the right Kage got ready to charge once again, as Sasuke eye flare. Amaterasu. Meanwhile, as Naruto got to his feet, if you're going to face Sasuke, we're going to, said Gaara. As Naruto nodded, as they made their way into the hall and went down. Ayo, said Mei. Activate your Byakugan and monitor the battle. If Sasuke should come here, I want to be ready, she said. Ayo nodded as he activates his Byakugan. Meanwhile, as Kakashi was able to activate the Kamui, as he sucked away all the flames and that part of the Susanoo, as A came crashing down. Where did the flames go? I think we have Kakashi to thank for that. If it wasn't for him, the Raikage would have lost his arm, said Darui, as he looked towards Kakashi, who was panting a bit. As Sasuke was sent sailing like a rag doll, as he smashed into the wall, coughing out blood. At that very moment, the seal exploded. As Naruto jumped down, the Raikage did not care though as he came down with his leg. But Sasuke ignited the black flames, but out of nowhere San stopped it. Stopped the both of them from delivering the attack. San, said Sasuke as he looked over. It was then that everyone turned to see them, as Naruto and Gaara stood there. As Sasuke slowly got back up, staggered on his feet, as Karen rushed over towards him. He may be even stronger than you, Sasuke. Sasuke remembered what Zetsu said, as his anger started to rise as his eyes were focused on Naruto. Sasuke, hurry up, she said, as Sasuke bit her and absorbed the chakra, as healing chakra flowed through his veins. Stand back, samurai, said Gaara. This fight is between ninjas. As Kankuro protected the samurai by pulling the black flames off of his armor, while he took the armor off completely. What the hell is going on, said Suigetsu, as he looked over towards Naruto. As Naruto stepped forward as he stopped a few feet away from Sasuke. Why are you doing this, Sasuke? Why the hell did you join Akatsuki? It makes no sense. Sasuke chuckled darkly. Why am I doing this? You really want to know? Hatred filled his eyes with rage behind him. It's so I can wipe out every last one of you Konoha bastards so the Uchiha name can be purified. What? Said Naruto, his eyes widened. This is vengeance. Everyone that profited from the Uchiha fell. And the false peace that Itachi sacrificed himself for. Everyone will all die for the things that they put me and my clan through. For what they did to my brother, all of you will die. That doesn't make any sense, said Naruto. You're not. Shut up, said Sasuke, as he threw his arms out, not even caring that Karin was right next to him. As she was knocked to in her head, hit onto the stone, as she was knocked unconscious. Now, I'm gonna finish the job I started at the Valley of the End. As Naruto's eyes looked towards him. If you're gonna do this, Sasuke, I'm gonna stop you, said Naruto. I'd like to see you try, Sasuke said. As both of them were there 1 second, the next second, they vanish. But guys, be insults right here. If you want the next person to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification as you posted. But I'm off now, see you guys soon. Peace.